Welcome back, everybody. It's time for our Bulldog Conversation. Brad Radisi here with you, and I'm joined by Dr. David Chapman, the Dean of Samford's Howard College of Arts and Sciences. And Dr. Chapman, behind you is a new statue here in Brooks Hall. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, when Samford University was founded, it was originally Howard College, and it was named after this man, John Howard. He was a person that lived in England back in the 18th century. And he became sheriff of the town of Bedford, and one of his jobs was to visit the prison and make sure the conditions were appropriate. And when he did that, he was shocked by some of the things he saw, some things he heard from the prisoners. And then he just began to dedicate his life to visiting prisons and to letting the public know the shameful conditions of prisoners. So when Samford was founded back in 1841. Some of the early founders, James Harvey Devotee, was a big fan of John Howard and what he stood for as a Christian who wanted to do what Jesus said about visit the prisoners and to look after them. And so he said, well, let's name our school after this guy. And that's why it's Howard College.
Tell me about the statue. I know it's been a passion project of yours.
Absolutely.
Where did you find the original, and how did we get this one?
Well, for years, when Samford students would go over to London, maybe they were staying at the Daniel House, part of our Jan Term programs, they would go and visit St. Paul's Cathedral, and the original statue of Howard was standing there in the cathedral. And wow. It was kind of a pilgrimage point for Samford students to say, hey, that's the person our school was originally named after. And as a young professor, I remember Dr. Lowell Van from the art department taking me into St. Paul's and saying, hey, I got to show you the John Howard statue.
Right.
And so that was 25 years ago, but I thought, we should have a copy of that statue at Samford.
Did you reach out to them?
I did.
How did it end up
yes.
here?
I actually contacted some people at St. Paul's Cathedral, and we had to get permission from the canon who actually runs the cathedral, Philippa Boardman, and she kindly gave us permission to reproduce the statue. We had some very definite terms that on this, including the fact that there is, as a part of our display here, an indication that this is a reproduction of the original in St. Paul's. And one thing I have to say about the statue is, everyone says, did John Howard did he go around wearing a Greek tunic? And the answer is no, he did not. Right. But the fashion of the 18th century was, if you wanted to say a person was of tremendous worth and value, a person for the ages, you dress them in the Greek style, in the classic style. And so that's not the way he would have dressed in life, but that's the way the people who put the statue there wanted to remember him.
As Dean of the Howard College of Arts and Sciences, what does it mean to you to have this statue now sitting in the lobby of one of its main areas?
You know, the most important thing to me, and before we raised a single dollar for this project, I went to students and I said, here's what I'm thinking about. What do you think? Is this something that's worth the time, the effort, the financial contributions? And they were so enthusiastic, and they said, we get it. We want to be a part of a school that, like John Howard, cares for the least of them, for those who are the down and outers. That needs to be the mission of our students, not just in college, but in all of their lives. And they bought into that and believe in it and have supported it every step of the way. That's what makes me happy.
Dr. David Chapman joining us here for our Bulldog Conversation. More action on the way right after this.